In today's video, we explore 23 common bank teller interview questions you will be asked during your interview. Each answer can be customized to highlight your unique qualifications and experiences. Before your interview, it's important to research the company and review the job description so you can incorporate key skills relevant to the job role in your answers. First, let's explore Category 1, which focuses on behavioral questions, work ethic, and cultural fit. Question number 1. Can you tell me about yourself? This question is your opportunity to set the tone for the entire interview. Focus on connecting your background to the bank teller role by highlighting customer service, trust, attention to detail, and professionalism. Keep it structured, confident, and clearly aligned with what the bank values. Of course, I come from a customer-focused background where professionalism, accuracy, and trust were extremely important. In my previous roles, I worked directly with customers on a daily basis, handling transactions, answering questions, and resolving concerns while maintaining a calm and friendly approach, even during busy or high-pressure situations. That experience taught me how important it is to listen carefully, communicate clearly, and make sure each customer feels respected and confident in the service they receive. I'm someone who takes pride in being dependable and detail-oriented, especially when working with money, sensitive information, or established procedures. I make it a habit to double-check my work, follow policies closely, and stay organized so mistakes are avoided. I also enjoy working as part of a team and supporting others when things get busy, because I believe a strong branch experience comes from everyone working together. What drew me to the bank teller role is the combination of customer service and responsibility. I'm excited about representing the bank professionally, building trust with customers, and continuing to grow in a financial environment where integrity and accuracy truly matter. Question number 2. How would your previous employer describe you? This question is designed to evaluate your work ethic, reliability, and how you're perceived by leadership and teammates. Answer as if your manager were speaking about you, focusing on traits that matter in a banking environment, such as trust, accuracy, professionalism, and teamwork. My previous employer would describe me as dependable, trustworthy, and someone who consistently takes responsibility seriously. They relied on me to handle customer interactions professionally, follow procedures carefully, and remain calm in situations where accuracy and attention to detail were critical. I was often trusted to work independently because they knew I would do things the right way without needing constant supervision. They would also describe me as a strong team player who communicates well and supports coworkers when things get busy. If an issue came up or something didn't look right, I didn't ignore it. I addressed it or brought it to the appropriate person. Overall, I believe they would say I represented the organization well, showed up prepared, and could be counted on to maintain high standards while providing a positive experience for both customers and the team. Question number 3. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This question helps the interviewer understand your long-term mindset and whether you see the bank as more than a short-term role. Focus on growth, stability, and building a strong foundation while showing realistic ambition within the organization. In 5 years, I see myself growing within the banking industry after building a strong foundation as a bank teller. My priority is to become highly skilled in branch operations, customer service, and the bank's products so I can consistently add value to both customers and the team. I want to be known as someone reliable, knowledgeable, and professional. As I gain experience, I would be interested in taking on more responsibility, whether that's assisting with more complex transactions, mentoring newer team members, or progressing into a senior teller or customer service role. I'm motivated by long-term growth and want to work for an organization where performance, integrity, and commitment are recognized. Ultimately, my goal is to build a career here, not just hold a position. Question number 4. How do you prioritize tasks during a busy shift? This question evaluates how you manage pressure, stay organized, and maintain accuracy in a fast-paced environment. Emphasize your ability to stay calm, focus on what's most important, and balance speed with attention to detail while working as part of a team. During a busy shift, I prioritize tasks by staying organized, calm, and focused on what needs immediate attention. Customer-facing and time-sensitive tasks come first, especially transactions where accuracy is critical. Even when things are moving quickly, I make sure I follow procedures and double-check my work so quality doesn't slip. I also stay aware of what's happening around me and communicate with my team when workloads increase. If a coworker needs support or something requires a supervisor's attention, I speak up early. I've learned that prioritizing isn't just about working faster. It's about working smart, staying composed, and ensuring customers continue to receive professional and reliable service, even during high-volume periods. Question number 5. Describe a time you worked under pressure. This question is meant to assess how you handle stress, high-volume situations, and unexpected challenges without letting accuracy or professionalism slip. Interviewers want to see that you can stay calm, organized, and focused, especially when dealing with customers and transactions. Emphasize your ability to manage priorities, communicate clearly, and maintain attention to detail even when things feel overwhelming. One situation that stands out was during a particularly busy shift when we were short-staffed and customer volume was much higher than normal. I was responsible for handling multiple customer requests while keeping transactions accurate and lines moving efficiently. Instead of rushing, I focused on staying calm, prioritizing one task at a time, and clearly communicating with customers so they felt acknowledged and informed. I made a conscious effort to double-check each transaction, even when the pace was fast, because I understand how important accuracy is in a financial setting. I also checked in with my team, adjusted responsibilities where possible, and let a supervisor know when extra support was needed. By staying composed and organized, we were able to get through the rush smoothly while still delivering a positive customer experience. Question number 6. Tell me about a time you solved a customer's problem. This question evaluates your problem-solving skills, customer service approach, and ability to build trust. Choose an example where you listened carefully, took ownership of the issue, and followed through until the problem was fully resolved. Highlight patience, clear communication, and your commitment to customer satisfaction. There was a time when a customer came in frustrated because a recent transaction didn't appear correctly on their account. I took the time to listen carefully, ask questions, and review the details so I fully understood the issue. Even though the solution wasn't immediately clear, I reassured the customer that I would help resolve it and stay with them through the process. After reviewing the system and confirming the information, I explained what had happened in simple terms and involved the appropriate team member to correct it. I stayed with the customer until everything was resolved and followed up to make sure they felt comfortable before leaving. The customer appreciated the patience and transparency, and the situation ended on a positive note. Question number 7. How would you handle a situation you couldn't fix yourself? This question is designed to assess judgment, honesty, and teamwork. Interviewers want to see that you understand your limits, follow procedures, and know when to escalate an issue rather than guessing or taking shortcuts. Emphasize professionalism, transparency, and clear communication with both customers and your team. If I encountered a situation I couldn't resolve on my own, my first priority would be to remain calm, professional, and transparent with the customer. I would let them know that I want to make sure their issue is handled correctly and securely, and that I may need to involve a supervisor or another team member to provide the best solution. I believe it's important not to rush or guess when it comes to customer accounts or sensitive information. I would then follow established bank procedures by clearly documenting the situation and reaching out to the appropriate person for guidance. While the issue is being addressed, I would stay present, listen carefully to the customer's concerns, and keep them informed about what's happening and what to expect next. This approach helps ensure accuracy, maintains compliance, and shows the customer that their concern is being taken seriously. Even if I can't fix the issue myself, I can still provide reassurance, clear communication, and a positive experience. Question number 8. Describe a time you worked successfully on a team. This question focuses on collaboration, communication, and reliability. Use an example that shows how you supported your team, adapted to changing needs, and contributed to a shared goal. Highlight flexibility, communication, and mutual respect. One example of successful teamwork was during a period when our workload increased significantly due to high customer volume and tighter deadlines. To keep things running smoothly, I made a conscious effort to communicate clearly and consistently with my teammates, checking in to see where help was needed and adjusting my own tasks when priorities shifted. I stayed positive and focused, even during stressful moments, because I know attitude can strongly impact team performance. We worked together to divide responsibilities efficiently, which helped ensure customers continued to receive timely and accurate service without feeling rushed. I also took the initiative to support newer team members by answering questions, double-checking processes when needed, and helping them stay organized during busy periods. By communicating openly and supporting one another, we were able to maintain both efficiency and accuracy. That experience reinforced my belief that strong teamwork, mutual respect, and clear communication are essential to delivering consistent, high-quality customer service. Question number 9. How do you handle feedback or criticism? This question is designed to understand your coachability, professionalism, and emotional maturity. Interviewers want to see that you don't take feedback personally and that you use it as an opportunity to improve. Emphasize listening, staying open-minded, and applying feedback in a practical way, especially in roles where accuracy and compliance are important. When I receive feedback or criticism, I approach it with an open mindset and focus on learning from it rather than taking it personally. I make a point to listen carefully, ask questions if I need clarification, and understand exactly what's being suggested so I can apply it correctly. I see feedback as a tool to improve my performance, not as a negative reflection. In past roles, I've used feedback to strengthen my accuracy, communication, and efficiency. For example, if a supervisor suggested a better way to handle a process or customer interaction, I made a conscious effort to implement it immediately and consistently. I also appreciate ongoing feedback because it helps me align with expectations and maintain high standards. Overall, I believe being receptive to feedback is essential in a role like bank teller, where trust, precision, and professionalism matter every day. Question number 10. What motivates you in your work? This question helps interviewers understand what drives you and whether your values align with the role. Focus on motivation that fits a bank environment, such as responsibility, helping others, accuracy, growth, and being trusted with important tasks. Avoid overly personal or purely financial answers. What motivates me most in my work is knowing that what I do has a direct impact on others and that I'm trusted to handle responsibility correctly. I take pride in providing reliable service, especially in roles where customers depend on accuracy and professionalism. Knowing that someone can walk away confident that their transaction or concern was handled properly is very motivating to me. I'm also motivated by personal growth and continuous improvement. I like learning new systems, improving my skills, and becoming more efficient and knowledgeable over time. Working in an environment like banking, where procedures, integrity, and attention to detail are important, aligns well with how I approach my work. Being part of a team that values accountability and customer trust keeps me engaged and motivated to perform at a high level. And finally, here's the last question from Category 1. Question number 11. What do you know about our bank's products and services? This question tests preparation, interest, and initiative. Interviewers want to see that you took time to research the bank and understand its offerings. Mention a few relevant products or services and connect them to how you would help customers. From my research, I understand that your bank offers a wide range of products and services designed to support customers at different stages of their financial lives. These include everyday checking and savings accounts, credit cards and lending options, and convenient digital banking tools such as mobile banking, online bill pay, and account alerts. I also noticed a strong emphasis on customer education and accessibility, which helps customers feel more confident managing their finances. What stands out to me most is the bank's focus on building long-term relationships rather than simply completing individual transactions. That approach aligns well with how I view the teller role, which goes beyond processing deposits or withdrawals. As a bank teller, I would take the time to listen carefully, identify customer needs, and provide accurate information or direct them to the right resources when appropriate. I believe that having a strong understanding of the bank's products allows me to assist customers more confidently, maintain trust, and contribute positively to both the customer experience and the branch's overall success. Now let's move on to category 2, which focuses on customer service, accuracy, and trustworthiness. Question number 12. Why do you want to be a bank teller? This question helps interviewers understand your motivation, commitment, and whether you truly understand the responsibilities of the role. A strong answer should go beyond customer service and show that you appreciate the trust, accuracy, and professionalism required in banking. Focus on how your skills, work style, and values align with the teller position and the environment of a financial institution. I want to be a bank teller because it's a role that combines customer service with responsibility and trust, which are two areas I take very seriously. I enjoy working directly with people and helping them with important tasks, especially in situations where accuracy and attention to detail truly matter. The idea of being someone customers rely on to handle their finances correctly and professionally is something I find meaningful. I'm also drawn to the structured nature of banking. I appreciate clear procedures, policies, and expectations because they allow me to do my job consistently and correctly. In my previous roles, I've always performed best in environments where accuracy, organization, and accountability were valued, and I see the bank teller role as a strong fit for that work style. Beyond the daily responsibilities, I see this position as an opportunity to build long-term skills in the financial industry. I'm interested in learning more about banking products, compliance, and customer financial needs, and I'm motivated by the opportunity to grow within a professional environment where integrity and trust are essential. Overall, becoming a bank teller aligns well with my strengths, my values, and my long-term career goals. Question number 13. Why do you want to work for our bank specifically? This question allows you to show genuine interest and preparation. Interviewers want to see that you've researched the bank and understand what makes it different, not that you're applying randomly. A strong answer should connect the bank's values, reputation, or services to your own work style and career goals. I want to work for your bank specifically because of its strong reputation for customer service, trust, and community involvement. From my research, it's clear that this bank prioritizes long-term relationships with customers rather than focusing solely on transactions. That approach aligns closely with how I view customer service, as building trust through consistency, accuracy, and respectful communication. I'm also drawn to the bank's emphasis on professionalism and compliance. I value working in environments where procedures are taken seriously and employees are expected to uphold high standards, especially when dealing with sensitive information and financial responsibilities. This tells me the organization values integrity, which is important to me. Beyond that, I see your bank as a place where employees are encouraged to grow and develop over time. The opportunity to learn the bank's systems, products, and processes while contributing positively to the branch is something I'm very interested in. I'm looking for a role where I can build a long-term career, and your bank stands out as an organization that supports both its customers and its employees. Question number 14. What does excellent customer service mean to you? This question helps interviewers understand your service mindset and how you interact with customers in everyday situations. Focus on communication, empathy, consistency, and follow-through, especially in a banking environment where trust and accuracy are essential. To me, excellent customer service means making sure every customer feels heard, respected, and confident that their needs are being handled correctly. It starts with listening carefully and taking the time to understand what the customer is asking for, rather than making assumptions or rushing through the interaction. In banking, where customers are often dealing with important financial matters, that level of attention is especially important. Excellent customer service also means being accurate and consistent. Even when things are busy, it's important to follow procedures, double-check work, and communicate clearly so customers know what to expect. I believe customers appreciate honesty and transparency, especially if something needs to be explained or escalated. Ultimately, great service is about building trust. When customers leave knowing their transaction was handled properly and that they were treated professionally, it creates confidence in the bank and encourages long-term relationships. That's the level of service I always aim to provide. Question number 15. How would you handle a difficult or upset customer? This question is meant to assess your emotional control, communication skills, and ability to protect the customer experience while following policies. Interviewers want to see that you don't take things personally, that you listen first, and that you can de-escalate situations calmly while still maintaining professionalism and accuracy. When dealing with a difficult or upset customer, my first priority is to remain calm and listen carefully to understand what's causing their frustration. I believe many situations improve once a customer feels heard and knows their concern is being taken seriously. I would allow them to explain the issue without interrupting, maintain a respectful tone, and acknowledge how they're feeling. Once I understand the situation, I focus on explaining what I can do to help while being honest about any limitations or policies that need to be followed. If a solution is within my role, I work to resolve it accurately and efficiently. If it requires additional support, I explain the next steps and involve the appropriate person. Throughout the interaction, I make sure the customer feels informed and respected. My goal is always to turn a challenging situation into a positive experience while protecting the bank's standards and the customer's trust. Question number 16. Tell me about a time you went above and beyond for a customer. This question is designed to highlight your initiative, empathy, and commitment to creating a positive customer experience. Interviewers want to see that you're willing to take extra steps when appropriate, while still respecting procedures and maintaining professionalism. Focus on listening carefully, taking ownership, and following through until the customer feels supported and confident. One example of going above and beyond for a customer was when someone came in feeling overwhelmed and confused about an issue with their account. Instead of rushing through the interaction, I made it a priority to slow things down, listen carefully, and fully understand their concern. I asked clarifying questions, reviewed the details thoroughly, and explained each step in simple, clear terms so the customer felt informed rather than intimidated. Resolving the issue required additional time and coordination with other team members, but I stayed involved throughout the process rather than handing the customer off. I followed up with the appropriate departments, kept the customer updated on progress, and made sure they understood what would happen next. Before they left, I double-checked that all their questions were answered and that they felt comfortable with the outcome. The customer expressed genuine appreciation for the patience and effort, and that experience reinforced my belief that going the extra mile builds trust, loyalty, and long-term relationships. Question number 17. Describe your experience handling cash and balancing a drawer. This question evaluates your accuracy, responsibility, and comfort level with handling money. Interviewers want reassurance that you understand the importance of precision, accountability, and following procedures. Focus on your habits, attention to detail, and how you prevent errors rather than just listing tasks. My experience handling cash has taught me how important accuracy and consistency are in any role involving money. In previous positions, I regularly handled cash transactions, processed payments, and ensured that amounts were correct at all times. I made it a habit to count cash carefully, verify amounts before completing transactions, and follow established procedures to minimize errors. When balancing a drawer, I approach it methodically by counting slowly, double-checking totals, and reconciling any differences immediately. If a discrepancy ever appeared, I wouldn't ignore it or guess. I would review transactions, retrace steps, and involve a supervisor if needed. I take responsibility for accuracy seriously because I understand that even small errors can affect customer trust and the organization. This attention to detail and accountability is something I bring consistently to my work. Question number 18. How do you ensure accuracy when processing transactions? This question is designed to assess your attention to detail and your ability to follow procedures consistently. Interviewers want to know that you prioritize accuracy over speed, especially in a financial environment where mistakes can have serious consequences. To ensure accuracy when processing transactions, I focus on being fully present with each task and avoiding unnecessary distractions. I take my time to verify information, confirm amounts with the customer when appropriate, and follow procedures step by step. Even during busy periods, I remind myself that accuracy is more important than rushing. I also double-check my work before completing any transaction, whether that means reviewing numbers on the screen, recounting cash, or confirming details verbally. If something doesn't look right, I pause and investigate rather than pushing through. Over time, I've learned that building these habits reduces errors and builds confidence, both for me and for the customer. Accuracy is something I take pride in, especially in roles that involve financial responsibility. Question number 19. What would you do if you noticed a discrepancy in your cash drawer? This question tests your honesty, accountability, and ability to follow proper procedures. Interviewers want to see that you don't hide mistakes and that you act responsibly when something doesn't add up. If I noticed a discrepancy in my cash drawer, my first step would be to remain calm and carefully review my work. I would recount the cash, review recent transactions, and retrace my steps to identify where the discrepancy may have occurred. I believe it's important to approach these situations methodically rather than reacting emotionally or rushing to conclusions. If the discrepancy couldn't be resolved on my own, I would immediately notify a supervisor and follow the bank's established procedures. Transparency is critical in situations involving money, and I understand the importance of reporting issues promptly. By handling discrepancies honestly and professionally, I help protect the bank, the customer, and my own integrity. Question number 20. How would you handle a suspected fraudulent transaction? This question evaluates your judgment, awareness, and ability to protect customers and the bank. Interviewers want to see that you follow policies carefully and don't take unnecessary risks when something seems suspicious. If I suspected a fraudulent transaction, my priority would be to follow procedures and avoid making assumptions. I would remain calm and professional with the customer while paying close attention to details that may indicate an issue. Rather than confronting the situation directly, I would follow the bank's established protocols for handling suspected fraud. This would include alerting a supervisor or the appropriate department and documenting the situation accurately. Throughout the process, I would maintain professionalism and confidentiality to protect both the customer and the bank. I understand that handling suspected fraud requires discretion, accuracy, and adherence to policy, and I take that responsibility seriously because it plays a key role in maintaining trust and security. Question number 21. Have you ever faced an ethical dilemma at work? This question evaluates your integrity, honesty, and judgment. Interviewers want to see that you take ethics seriously, follow procedures, and are willing to speak up when something doesn't feel right. Focus on transparency, accountability, and doing the right thing even when it's uncomfortable. Yes, I've encountered situations where I needed to make ethical decisions at work. In one instance, I noticed something that didn't align with standard procedures, and rather than ignoring it, I took the time to review the situation carefully. I believe it's important to address concerns early instead of hoping they resolve themselves. I followed the appropriate steps by bringing the issue to a supervisor and explaining what I observed clearly and professionally. Even though it wasn't an easy conversation, I knew it was the right thing to do. That experience reinforced my belief that integrity matters more than convenience. In banking, where trust and accuracy are essential, I take ethical responsibility seriously and always aim to act in a way that protects both the customer and the organization. Question number 22. Are you comfortable recommending bank products or services? This question helps interviewers understand your comfort level with conversations that involve education and referrals, not aggressive sales. Emphasize listening first, understanding customer needs, and offering relevant solutions rather than pushing products. Yes, I'm comfortable recommending bank products or services as long as it's done in a thoughtful and customer-focused way. I believe the key is listening carefully and understanding what the customer actually needs before suggesting anything. When recommendations are relevant and explained clearly, they feel helpful rather than sales-driven. My approach is to educate customers so they can make informed decisions. If a product genuinely benefits them, I'm confident explaining how it works and why it might be useful. I also understand the importance of staying within policies and being transparent. When customers feel respected and not pressured, it builds trust, which ultimately benefits both the customer and the bank. And finally, here's the last question from Category 2. Question number 23. How would you balance Meeting referral goals. While serving customers, this question evaluates your ability to balance performance expectations with customer trust. Interviewers want to see that you understand referrals should come naturally from good service, not at the expense of professionalism or integrity. I believe referral goals should be a natural outcome of strong customer service rather than the main focus of every interaction. My priority would always be to understand the customer's needs and provide accurate, helpful service first. When trust is established, conversations about additional services become more natural and appropriate. If I identify a situation where a product could genuinely benefit the customer, I would explain it clearly and allow them to decide without pressure. I focus on timing, relevance, and transparency. By putting the customer first and maintaining a professional approach, I can contribute to referral goals while still protecting long-term relationships and the bank's reputation. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.